the U.S. has ever faced. And she joins us now. KT, thanks for being with me. So explain to me, why is this no limitation alliance between Russia and China such a big threat to the U.S.?
Because ultimately what it can do is take Chinese money and technology married up with Russian weapon systems and natural resources. That's the kind of strategic threat, economic threat, technological threat, potentially military threat that we have ever faced in our history. And what I'm so upset with, Sean, is that Chinese and the Russians issued this joint statement last week, and the world paid no attention to it. Everybody's still talking, oh, is Vladimir Putin going to send tanks across the border in Ukraine? China and Russia have just laid out their manifesto for how they're going to work together and control the 21st century and how they're going to isolate America. That's the real news.
That is big news, KT, but I mean, do we trust either of them? Do we trust the Chinese? Do we trust the Russians? Is this a real deal that they're going to start working together against the U.S.? Do you trust them?
I don't trust either of them.
Right.
They probably don't even trust each other, but they have a mutual advantage right now to do this. And the mutual advantage is, China wants Russia's resources. Russia wants access to China's money and technology. And the two of them have, it's a marriage of convenience. And remember, I mean, the Chinese and the Russians have been allied throughout the communist era. When I wrote my doctoral thesis on the Sino-Soviet split in 1969, they've been in love with each other, they've been in hate with each other, now they're back in love with each other. But this time it's different because of the power of the Chinese economy and the ruthlessness and sort of single-mindedness of the Chinese government, where they're taking all aspects of their public and private, their government and private industry working together, whole of government, to really put the United States in a diminished position. And now Russia's going to join with them.
And so, KT, if you're advising the Biden administration, what should we be doing as Americans to actually address this rising threat?
Well, I don't think they're going to give my phone a ring anytime soon. They might tap it, but I don't think they're going to call. But look, we can do this, but we have to do it in a very concerted fashion. I mean, number one, American technology companies, for example, they're enriching China. They're helping the Chinese military industry. They're giving or selling or letting be stolen American technology. But why are they doing it? Because they're making money doing it. I think you need a national program to say, look, we're going to put our national security interests probably ahead of your quarterly profits, and here's how we're going to do it, and it's not going to cost you any money in the long run. The next thing we need to do is we need a national plan to retain the technology lead that we have always enjoyed since the post-war period. We're spending less than half on technology research and development that we did in the Reagan administration. And China is systematically going after every one of the major aspects of modern technology to control them. This document that they listed, Sean, they talked about how they're going to cooperate in space, how they're going to cooperate with the Arctic, how they're going to cooperate with trade, that they're going to create a Eurasian trade zone that has a maritime trade route and a land-based trade route, how they're going to work together to control cybersecurity, how they're going to work together to control communications with internet technology. This is really across the board, it's comprehensive and it's serious. And what's our military doing? Well, they're worried about which pronouns to use in the training manual. And what is our tech industry doing? Well, they're worried about a podcaster, Joe Rogan. We need to focus on the real strategic threat to the United States. If China and Russia together run the 21st century, it will be at our expense and at the expense of democracies and free market systems world round.
Just quickly, KT, I mean, obviously, I'm concerned about woke politics. I'm concerned about, we just did a segment about what's happening at the southern border. You're right, they're talking about pronouns.
Right.
But is there some task force? Is there something that we don't know about where people smart in government are actually working to think through how America responds to these threats? How we deal with American corporations that sell us out and partner with China all for profit, but sell out their countrymen? Is that actually happening in government, or is there like nobody?
I don't think there is in this administration. Look, Donald Trump, love him or hate him, he figured this out. And the way he figured it out was American energy industry. We could dominate exports of energy all over the world. That would bankrupt Russia, and it would put China in a position of needing American exports. But we're not doing that.
No, we're not, KT. Listen, thanks for grabbing your bullhorn and talking about this. It's important that all of us think about it and know it. I appreciate your insights.